General Hospital spoilers for the week of March 31 April 4 reveal that fans will see the car wreck aftermath, while Christina Corinthos Davis faces some awful guilt and Lucky Spencer wrestles with a horrible secret. Following Christina's decision to tamper with Ava Jerome's car and apparently cut the brakes, she'll spill to Lucky and deal with some regrets. However, it'll be too late to stop what Christina set in motion, so she'll face some terrible guilt after Rick Lansing and Elizabeth Baldwin suffer because of her vengeful move. It looks like Rick and Liz may get injured after they land in Ava's vehicle, and Christina seems poised to get caught up in the crash as well. The collision aftermath should be coming up during the week of March 31 April 4, so Liz, Rick, and Christina may all be rushed to GH. Of course, Christina should be okay for the most part. That way, the show can really play up how guilty Christina feels over messing with Ava's brakes and leading to this whole situation. It could be a wake-up call for Christina about how far she's taken her desire for revenge. Christina really needs to focus on getting professional help so she can let go of this destructive Ava vendetta. Unfortunately, that won't help Elizabeth and Rick if they're struggling to stay alive, or at least coping with some severe injuries. As for Lucky, he'll have to figure out whether he'll rat Christina out for what she did or keep his mouth shut. Christina could get arrested over this if the truth comes to light, so that's something to keep in mind. If Ava figures out the real story, she might score some leverage over both Christina and Sonny Corinthos. Speaking of leverage, Tracy Quartermaine recently mentioned the idea of using Nina Reeves' secret fling with Drew Quartermaine against her when the time is right. How soon will Tracy move forward with that scheme? Tracy doesn't seem like she's in any hurry to blackmail Nina just yet, but it's a good reminder that she's indeed got some power over Nina and could strike whenever she wants. Ned Quartermaine shares this leverage with Tracy, so it'll be interesting to see when they decide is the right moment to strike. Meanwhile, Emma Drake will carry out an extreme plan and could land in a jam as a result. Giovanni Gio Palmieri could get dragged into the drama, but it should give him a chance to grow closer to Emma in the process. It's clear that Emma and Gio are being set up as a new couple, so it's just a matter of how long it'll take for them to share their first kiss. On another note, viewers will eventually see that Marco is keeping some secrets about his connections in Port Charles. It looks like Marco is Jen Sidwell's son with Natalia Ramirez, so things should start to unravel once this handsome new lawyer pays a visit to Windermere. Lucas Jones may ultimately make some hopeful predictions about his future with Marco, but Brad Cooper may struggle with some trust issues when it comes to the new guy in Luca's life. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, March 27, reveal that there will be a new lead on the man who burned Michael Corinthos, so Brick will spill info to Jason Morgan and Sonny Corinthos. Let's talk about what's coming up on Thursday's action-packed episode. At Jordan Ashford's place, she'll share some flirty moments with Isaiah Gannon before she confides in him. Jordan may offer updates on her next steps regarding Jen Sidwell and stir up more concerns for Isaiah. Over with Harrison Chase, he'll speak with Brooklyn Quartermaine and reflect on something he'll just have to get used to. Chase will still be struggling over the news that Dante Falconry fathered Brooklyn's child, but he'll know how important it is to keep the secret, even if that means deceiving his partner and friend. Brooke may grill Chase about his recent confrontation with Lulu Spencer and warn it was a bad idea to poke the bear. Nevertheless, Chase will feel like it was important to put Lulu in her place and push her to keep her mouth shut. Next, it looks like Molly Lansing Davis will try to make some progress in her relationship with Christina Corinthos Davis. It seems Christina will resist at first, so Molly will give her an opportunity to keep the way things are if she'd prefer. However, Molly may admit she'd like to have a real bond as sisters again and wonder if Christina wants that too. Perhaps Molly will make a prediction about getting their connection back if they put the work in. At Charlie's pub, Lucky Spencer will catch Elizabeth Baldwin off guard when he asks her to go away for the weekend with him. While Liz mulls over that invitation, Rick Lansing will apologize to Alexis Davis for their recent conflict. We'll see Alexis and Rick try to come together for Molly's sake as they meet in her office. Across town, Ava Jerome will talk to Nina Reeves about seeing Sonny with fresh eyes. Will Ava divulge Sonny's collapse and pill bottle drama, or avoid going into the details with Nina? Regardless, trouble will be brewing once Christina tampers with Ava's car and sets off a chain reaction that should drag Rick and Elizabeth into the crash mayhem. Brick will also have a lead on the man who almost burned Michael to death, so he'll share what he's learned with Sonny and Jason. Jason and Sonny should get a step closer to finding out who blew up the penthouse, but Jason will be on edge in Thursday's episode and may think they need to proceed with caution. Finally, Felicia Scorpio will back Sasha Gilmore Corbin into a difficult corner, so this could involve questions about Jason, already considerable now that Sasha struck a deal with him. General Hospital spoilers say there's a very good chance that Willow might be counting down her days in this fictional town of Port Charles. Or at least, that's what fans believe as they have a theory behind the character and why things haven't been working out for her. Willow's relationship with Michael Corinthos didn't work out as planned, and it looks like the same can be said about her romance with Drew. And a lot of people can't help but wonder, is it Willow that's the problem? Or could it be that she's being paired with men that she just isn't compatible with? That, or it might be a combination of both. Either way, it seems like there isn't much left for the character to do in Port Charles. It goes without saying that the internet certainly did have a lot to say about the matter. Some have even commented with, the problem with the Willow character was there wasn't much to her. She was manipulated by her mother and then by Shiloh. She showed spunk in her initial fights with Nina, but then just became boring as Chase's girlfriend and then Michael's. Another fan wrote, I'm convinced they don't really know what to do with her anymore after the cult and Who's My Biological Mom storyline ended. They put her on a shelf, took her out, dusted her off, and are now giving her the messiest storylines possible so they don't lose Kelly Monaco. And then there was this comment as well. What's worse is that they could have done so much with Willow and just didn't. I know that KM was tired of not having a storyline, so I hope she's having some fun, but I don't think this is what she meant like you said. KM deserves better because she's a really good actress in my opinion. On the next GH, Felicia puts Sasha on the spot, while Lucky surprises Elizabeth and Jason is wary. Felicia puts Sasha on the spot in spoilers for the Thursday, March 27, 2025 episode of General Hospital. Meanwhile, Jordan opens up to Isaiah while Alexis summons Rick to her office. A pregnant Sasha is keeping a monumental secret. Michael is the father of her baby after a drunken one-night stand. Right now, everybody thinks Jason is the father, but how much longer will that last? Meanwhile, these days, Felicia isn't pulling any punches. Did you see how she gave Carly the hard sell on ridding her life of Jack Brennan? Well, now she has turned her attention to Sasha. When Felicia puts Sasha on the spot, does this have something to do with her baby and the identity of the father? Does she suspect that Sasha and Jason are lying? Alexis and Rick are excellent attorneys and Molly's parents who often clash. When Alexis summons Rick to her office, she must have a good reason because, normally, she would do whatever it took to keep her distance from him. Does Alexis want to talk about their flailing daughter? Or maybe there's another topic of conversation they could tackle, possibly Ava. In other news, Thursday's episode features Lucky surprising Elizabeth. Right now, Lucky is laser-focused on his ex-wife and making sure that their reunion is romantic. He knows she deserves the world. Finally, Jordan, who never reveals much about herself, is about to share some perspective with the doctor she's getting to know better. When Jordan opens up to Isaiah, what will she tell him? And when, for the love of all that is holy, will we learn more about Isaiah? In a twist that's catching fans off guard, General Hospital may be setting the stage for a sizzling new pairing. Could Harrison Chase and Lulu Spencer go from tense standoffs to unexpected romance? After their recent clash and with a web of shared connections to Dante falconry, the pieces are falling into place. A while back, Chase casually admitted to Brooklyn that he had a crush on Lulu when he first arrived in town. At the time, it seemed like just a throwaway moment. But this is General Hospital, where even offhand remarks are never truly meaningless. That small revelation now feels like foreshadowing. Could Chase's old attraction be reigniting? Given what's happened since, it's hard not to wonder. In the March 20 episode, things got heated fast. Chase warned Lulu to stop harassing Brooklyn and stay out of the baby drama. He even threatened to arrest her if she didn't back down. Their face-off was fiery, emotional, and hard to ignore. Sure, they were angry, but sometimes anger is just another kind of chemistry. Fans quickly noticed the sparks beneath the surface, wondering if GH was planting the seeds for something deeper. The secret about Dante's child is bound to erupt, and soon. Once the truth comes out, Dante will feel betrayed by nearly everyone close to him. Cody, Brooklyn, Chase, and Lulu are all complicit in keeping it from him. Chase is Dante's partner and friend. Lulu is his ex and still someone he deeply trusts. When Dante realizes they both kept him in the dark, the fallout could be fierce. And when two people find themselves on the receiving end of the same anger, that shared guilt often leads to a surprising bond. As Dante reconnects with Brooklyn and builds a family with Gio, Chase might start to feel like an outsider. Lulu, who once held onto hope for a reunion, may watch that dream slip away. With their romantic hopes dashed and Dante's fury looming, Chase and Lulu could lean on each other for support. One vulnerable moment might lead to another, and before long, lines could blur between comfort and something more. Chase was once drawn to Lulu. Now, with shared regrets and growing tension, those feelings could resurface. It wouldn't be the first time General Hospital turned former enemies into passionate lovers. Whether it's a complicated detour or the beginning of a real romance, the setup is strong. The chemistry is there. All they need is a spark, and Port Charles is full of those. With secrets unraveling and loyalties being tested, Port Charles is on the edge of a romantic shift. Will Chase and Lulu find something unexpected in the middle of all this chaos? General Hospital spoilers tease that Brennan's death has officially been confirmed, closing a dark and tangled chapter in the General Hospital storyline. However, this ending doesn't bring relief or order. Rather, it marks the beginning of a new dangerous storm with dire consequences. For Brennan, a man who always considered himself the one controlling everything from the shadows, being removed from the board is not something he can easily accept. In his heart, this failure feels like betrayal, being exposed, and losing the power he once held. Because of this, even after his end, Brennan refuses to let go. He leaves one final blow, a meticulously prepared, cold, and ruthless crime, just like his own nature. A crime not only for personal revenge, but to prove that, even when removed from the game, he can still create an aftershock large enough to shake Port Charles. This new attack is directly aimed at Sonny, the man Brennan despises to the core. Sonny, the man who has survived countless enemies and built his empire step by step with toughness and resilience, is now the target of a plan designed to destroy him physically and mentally. Brennan doesn't just want Sonny to fall. He wants him to suffer, to lose everything, and to watch everything he holds dear be destroyed beyond repair. This attack is not a spur-of-the-moment action. It is the result of a series of calculated moves, preparations, and covert actions Brennan had been setting up before everything collapsed. And when it happens, Port Charles will have no time to defend itself. Whether it's a massive explosion, a violent invasion, or even an internal betrayal, anything could be the final strike Brennan leaves behind. And though he has been removed from the scene, his shadow still lingers as a curse that Sonny must now bear. The damage this time is profound. It's not just about assets or leaves, but trust, the fragile sense of safety Sonny had been trying to maintain after each crisis. His loved ones could be swept into danger, the innocent could suffer harm, and even his most loyal allies may begin to question their trust as they see Sonny unable to stop this from happening. Port Charles once again falls into an unstable spiral, and this time, no one can predict who will be the next to bear the consequences. Sonny, who's used to endless battles, now faces an enemy who has died but still wins in another way, through fear, devastation, and helplessness that Brennan left behind. Brennan, though gone from the stage, still leaves his mark like a scar etched deeply into the portrait of life in Port Charles. And so, Brennan's departure is not the end, but the beginning of a series of haunting repercussions. The question now is no longer who is behind the explosion, but what will Sonny do to survive a nightmare his enemy set in motion before disappearing? Can he rise again, or will Port Charles witness Sonny's complete downfall? What happens next will decide not only Sonny's fate, but also reshape the entire balance of power, loyalty, and the new order in Port Charles. And in every peaceful moment, the people here will always have to ask, is this the end or just the calm before the next storm? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.